So I know the Draw Your Life episode things have kind of come and gone, but I thought that I would do one that was just focusing on my life as a dancer and how I became a stripper. So this is Draw Your Dancing Life, or alternate title, How Ballroom Dancing is a Gateway Drug to Stripping. I did not begin life as a dancer. My first memory of myself dancing was in the living room of the place my mom and I lived. A Michael Jackson video was on TV, and I was trying to mimic the dancer's actions. I was probably about 4. I only ever knew ballerinas, so I kept trying to slowly and gracefully make my moves exactly like the fast-paced, jerky moves on the video, and couldn't understand why they didn't look the same. My mother said she was very worried about my future ability to do any dancing at all. I wasn't just bad at dancing to pop music, I also sucked at line dancing, which was held by a local college in which my mom and I attended often. I was helpless at rhythm, remembering dance patterns, and keeping my feet out from under the other dancers. I took a tap class at a drama camp when I was 9, and was even more convinced I would never dance. I was awful. I did not take my first successful dance lesson until my sophomore year in college. A good friend of mine begged me to take a ballroom dance class with him, and I did. This, too, did not come easy. For every hour I spent in class, I spent 2 practicing alone in my dorm room, over and over again. By the time the class was over, though, I was pretty good at waltz, foxtrot, and tango. I performed on stage with my friend, my first time dancing on a stage. Next semester, the same friend dragged me to Latin dancing. I really liked the different style of body movement, the additional sensuality. My friend then got me to go to several ballroom dancing parties, a dance class at a senior center, and an advanced waltz class. I got relatively good, but I was always angry at my mistakes. One day, a school club was trying to raise money and threw a drag show. I performed. The first song I did was the YMCA song. After that, I performed in every drag show until I graduated. I was good at this. I liked the attention, I liked creating a routine and sticking to it, I liked dressing up and dancing with a sock in the front of my jeans. But one year I did an act where I took off my men's clothing on stage and turned it into a burlesque show. I liked that even better, so when I joined a local nonprofit that did drag and burlesque shows to raise money and create a safe community for LGBTQ people, I switched back and forth between drag and burlesque for each show. I loved everything about it. Meanwhile, I was working a really shitty job with some really shitty coworkers. I also was dealing with mental illness that was slowly getting worse. Going to work and subjecting myself to harassment by one coworker in particular made me physically sick more than once, and it all combined to make me unable to work there any longer. I had been thinking about being a stripper for more than 8 months, and that is what I decided to do. They hired me without an audition, and I took lessons from the girl manager for a few days, and practiced about a week every day before the club opened. I wasn't learning pole tricks just yet, just how to dance in heels, how to get from standing up at the pole to kneeling or sitting at the tip rail without looking like an idiot, how to take tips, how to give lap dances, what to do and not to do on stage, in different rooms, and on the floor chatting people up and selling. After I started working, I continued to come and practice every day, and a girl I made friends with started driving me really hard to do pole tricks, even though at first they really hurt. I developed a routine, added certain pole tricks, and got pretty comfortable. I realized it was the job for me, my first Friday, when 200 people were in the club and I took my top off on stage like it was nothing. A few months after this, my girlfriend left for Navy boot camp. I was miserable without her, and I sought out something to keep my mind off my misery and to be able to show her when she got back. I threw myself into flexibility and strength training, deciding I would master at least one split and several pole tricks by the time she got done. When I went to see her graduate, I was as fit as I had ever been in my life, and as flexible. So was she. When my family found out I was dancing, my mother was worried, my father thought about kicking me out of the apartment I lived in. Everyone bent over backwards to keep my father's family from finding out, and my mother's mother went to therapy. Every time I step away from dancing, I feel like I restart at square one. I get bruises again, my knees hurt, doing pole work hurts immensely, and I'm no good. So this time, even though I've had to take a mental health break, I have a 9-foot pole in my room, and I still make myself at least climb it and slide down once a day. On good days, I try to do more. And I still dance around my room at all hours of the day and night to stay healthy. Someday soon, I hope to return to dancing, which, as you can tell from this channel, is a passion of mine. What are your passions? What do you consider worth your blood, sweat, and tears? Leave a comment. It'd be basically pretty cool if you'd subscribe as well.